Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome to game number 2. We have the top-ranked Sheldon Irish visiting the number 3 ranked South Medford Panthers. Second game of a twin bill. The Irish remaining undefeated after a 2-0 victory against South Medford, a game in which Peyton Burnham threw a one-hitter for the Irish. Will the Panthers be able to break the long winning streak and blemish up the record of the undefeated Irish? Well, they'll have an opportunity, but as they've already discovered, it won't be easy. Checking out the batting order, first of all, for the Irish, leading off will be Kinley Pappas. She'll be followed in the order by Brooke Peterson. Hitting third will be Peyton Burnham. The cleanup, playing third will be Avery Coffin. Batting fifth, Jasmine Gallegos, the designated player, followed by Ashlyn Martin, Kara Gebb, Brianna Hamill, and Kayleen Resides will play short but will not hit. Pitching for the South Medford Panthers, Casey Hudson stands in the circle after Knutson pitched the opener, promptly hitting it the opposite way for the base hit is Pappas. And just like that, the Irish are in the hit column. Runner in scoring position to open the ball game. And that'll bring up Peterson playing second base. Hudson comes to the plate, catches the corner as the count goes 0-1. Ball popped up over at third base, closing the glove on it for the out. Just got our lineup card, so I'm still in the mode of sorting through that. Boren making the play for out number 1. Hudson winds and fires. That pitch in the dirt. Hillier, the catcher, doing a good job of keeping it in front of her. Peterson with patience at the plate. Ahead in the count, actually, that's Burnham. Count 3-1 now as Burnham thought she had the walk there. Maybe a little gamesmanship there, trying to sell it. And now she draws the walk, and sneaking over to third is Pappas. So we have runners at the corners with one down. Then we have a courtesy runner in for Sheldon. So Burnham will be able to go ahead and take her spot on the bench. And runner heads down to second. Hillier pumps, but elects not to throw. The effect of heat on equipment. I mean, if you've had trouble with your cell phones on hot days in your pocket, then you know how this can go sometimes. But right now, it stands at a scoreless ball game. We're at the top of the second. Nobody out. One. Okay, well, it looks like we're at least back for the moment here. Just fighting a little bit of heat-related issues. What we can tell you, it's a scoreless ball game as we are now into the home half of the second inning. Fortunately, Joe Brett, our executive producer, lives not far from here, so I think he's going to bring in some backup help. Count 1-1 to the South Medford hitter. Boren playing third base right now. 1-2 count. Makes contact. Hits it down the first base line. Bourne will stay alive. Leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the second. Sings for that, but the pitch goes back to the backstop. And though Burnham gets the strikeout on the passed ball, Bourne ends up at first, so the Panthers get a runner aboard. Nobody out. And attempting a bunt there and popped up and caught. There is Coffin. Aubrey Joe, the out. And there's one away. Once again, Burnham dealing heat and even getting good contact on a bunt is proving troublesome. Ledendecker, the hitter, playing right field. And she pops up a bunt, and there's two down. Two gone. Runner at first. And that'll bring up Reed Turry playing first base, wearing number 14. So both teams have made a little bit of contact here and there, and once again it's popped up in the air, and it'll end up going behind the screen and out of play. Now I can kind of see that the picture here is a little laggy and stuttered at the moment. Our apologies for that. We've got help on the way here, and we'll just go the best we can until help arrives. Miss, throw down to first. South Medford with a hit in the game, but the runner picked off. So not only has Burnham been good in the circle, the team's also been good defensively. See a ground out, and that will end it for the Panthers. It's a scoreless ball game. We'll be back with the top of the third. We're going to do the best we can to try to get you caught up on what's going on. Right now it is a 2-0 ball game in favor of Sheldon, but bottom of the third, Hillier, the catcher, ends up getting aboard with a single and a play over at first base, and she gets in underneath the tag. Taylor retired. One down in the inning, so I'll need to give you all of that verbally as, again, we just try to be as gentle on our heated up equipment as possible. And the batter called out. 2 gone in the inning. Still, though, the runner at first. And that'll bring up June Muster. Burnham, who has surrendered a couple of hits in the ball game, has still managed to keep the Panthers off the board. In 17 games this season, Sheldon has only allowed 10 runs by their opponent, and only 5 of those have been earned. Burnham wastes no time between pitches and quickly gets it up to the plate. Dealing darts, it's 1-2. Bouncing ball to third. Throw across to first is in time. And that'll do it for South Medford. It remains a 2-0 ball game. We will go ahead and take a quick timeout, and when we return, we'll be back with more softball action here on TableRockSports.net.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first-name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do, and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Fuel up for your race day adventures with Pinnacle 365. Hit for your early morning caffeine fix to help you get off to a good start and be rewarded with free motivation. Stay hydrated as you ride into Turn 2. And if fountain drinks are your thing, get your 6th free. Add Crunch to your lunch as you head into Turn 3. Fuel up for the remainder of the race with your Peak Rewards app and save at least 16 cents a gallon. Your daily journey to the winner's circle starts at Pinnacle 365.
All right, we're back at South Medford. As you can see right now, Irish leading in the ball game by a score of 2-0. Casey Hudson working on in the circle. And she is going to work against Gebb, who's playing first base. After a couple of innings of technical trouble, trying to work our way back into a flow here and getting caught back up on what's going on here in the ball game. Kara Gebb wearing number 32. She's ahead in the count now at 3-1. Pop up. Catcher trying to make a play there. Now it runs the count full at 3-2. Gebb the hitter. Casey Hudson pitching game 2 after a game effort by Jordan Knutson. Bouncing ball on the infield. And that's just one of those unfortunate plays where you can see it bounced, went right over the pitcher, Hudson. Shortstop trying to make a play there, unable to. So we've got nobody out. And Gebb, the runner at first. Hudson ahead here at 0-1. Pop up on the bunt attempt. Nice effort there by Shelby Hillier. Diving attempt, just couldn't quite get there. And the count now at 0-2. Runner at first. Nobody out. 2-0 ball game. Irish on top. Trying to complete the sweep of the doubleheader against South Medford. Next pitch fouled off. Olivia Gilhuber, the right fielder, trying to move her teammate up. Gebb didn't start in the first game, but is starting the second and seeing time at first base, while Gallegos moves to the designated player position. Pitch outside as the count goes 1-2. Hudson. Pitch in tight. We have a 2-2 count here in the top of the fourth. Well, it's been a little bit on the hot side today, and well, you can imagine the havoc it plays in electronics. We got through game one without any trouble at all, but I think just as the time goes by, even stuff that's undercover ends up heating up, and grateful for the fact that our executive producer, Joe Brett, lives nearby, able to give us a backup computer, and we're working off of that. And now we've got a full count at 3-2. We're going to get this in. We got a pair of top five teams, including the number one team in the state, going at it. Pitch fouled away by Gilhuber, and it remains a full count at 3-2. There's one thing for sure, that Burnham. Pitch fouled back to the screen. Hudson getting ahead here, 0-1. Next pitch. Catches the outside corner as the count goes 0-2. Sheldon fans have traveled well. The contingent of Irish faithful here. Pitch outside, and the count goes 1-2. Hamill. The scoreboard shows at the moment 2-0, but now it's a 2-all ball game as South Medford has hung tough, and they end up knotting it up at 2 apiece. So not only have the Panthers scored the first run against the Irish that they've seen since April 19th, but it's been the first time since St. Patrick's Day that a team has scored multiple runs against the Irish. So big hitting here by the South Medford Panthers as they tie up the ball game. And it's a brand new ball game. We thank you all for hanging in there during the challenges that we have run into. Throw across in time but not before South Medford ties up the game. It's a 2-all ball game. We'll go to the top of the 5th right after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope
fighting through the heat and some of the challenges it produces in terms of broadcasting equipment. But we've got a tie ball game as we go to the bottom of the 5th. A good, strong inning for Casey Hudson and the South Medford Panthers defensively working through it. And right now an opportunity to try to take their first lead of the day. Malia Taylor, Panther left fielder, standing in. She'll pop it up on the infield. There's Resides to make the play. And there's one down. And that'll bring up Casey Hudson. Hudson pitching in game number 2 for the Panthers. She hits a line drive to third. Third baseman drops it, throws it over to first. Ball loose on the infield. And Hudson gets underneath the tag. Casey Hudson, a little daring do on the base pass, gets underneath the tag of the second baseman, and she's in scoring position as June Muster, playing second base, comes up to the plate. First pitch high as the count goes 1-0. Okay, looks like we're back to action here. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, South Medford Panthers have taken a 3-2 lead with Casey Hudson scoring on a couple of errant throws as she was standing at second. South, and the hitter there, Sydney Boren, grounds it to the right side of the infield, and she's out, and there is one gone. One out, and Jordan Knutson stands in. She swings through the offering from Burnham as the upset-minded Panthers look to see if they cannot gain some separation here. A win here would be a big feather in their cap. As we discussed earlier in the day, before we ran into some heat-related technical problems, the Irish, undefeated thus far on the campaign, surrendered only 10 runs the entire season. South have been running along pretty well on their own this season until they ran into a buzzsaw in Grants Pass last week and got swept. But here, I think an opportunity for South Medford to say, you know, that ranking we've got, that we're legit. 2 down, and Nicole Ledendecker stands in. And she looks at ball 1. Next pitch, Burnham, who is a very impressive pitcher. Maybe the best softball pitcher at the high school level I've ever seen. Catches the corner to go 1-1. See there, she's trying to jam Ledendecker with the inside stuff. But Nicole showing patience at the plate. Swing and a miss, though, and Burnham escapes unscathed. It remains a 3-2 ball game, and we'll be back with the top of the 7th right after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
The days grow long, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road.
This is Jake. He's a serious cyclist training for his next race. Each morning, Jake takes his bike on the bus to work. By not owning a car, Jake is saving nearly $1,000 a month in gas, car payments, insurance, and repair. The money he saves
And it looks like we're back up and running again. And we're right down 2 outs, runner at second. South Medford leading 3-1 count. And the pitch from Hudson, who's had a gutty effort today, has a 1-2 count. Jasmine Gallegos, the hitter. She's got the tying run down at second, but here comes Hudson with the pitch. That pitch hit foul down the first base line. Again, don't want to belabor this, but in case you're just joining us and wonder what's been going on, the Panthers lead in the ball game 3-2. Unfortunately, after having no trouble in the first game, I think finally the heat of the day just caught up with our equipment, and bringing you game 2 has been a struggle. But I tell you what, and it's unfortunate because this has been a heck of a game. And pitch